live! Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome in to another video of the Oath to Growth YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a short but super impactful lesson on manifestation. And by the end of this video, you are going to have a completely different perspective on what the manifestation journey truly is, and it is going to grant you so much freedom, because there's a lot of misconception and misunderstanding around manifestation that actually can cause us to suffer, where we think manifestation is just this practice, this tool to get certain things in our life to then feel a certain way. And I have definitely run up against this in my own life. I feel like it's almost an essential initiation that we go through on this spiritual path of thinking that manifestation is just this tactic or this tool to get things in our reality. And once we go deeper on this path and we start recognizing the healing and the inner expansion work and what it truly takes to tap into the energy of fulfillment and joy and abundance, we recognize that manifestation is actually not about acquiring things to feel a certain way. And it's more to do with feeling a certain way that allows you to then naturally acquire things in your life. So we're going to get into all of this today, and you're going to have a completely different perspective on manifestation by the end of this video. And I also want to drop in here that one of my goals with this YouTube channel is to get on here and make videos when I am feeling very activated towards a lesson or a topic that is coming through my channel very strongly. And right now, this is one of those things. I just drank a matcha. I'm feeling super activated, and we are going to dive into this in a hot and heavy way. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing that I want to say is when we find manifestation and we are watching these TikTok videos and these Instagram videos of people sharing how they manifested X, Y, and Z into their life, it is very easy to think that, ooh, okay, I just need to learn how to manifest, and then I'll acquire these things into my life or reach a certain goal or shift into a certain reality, and then I'll feel happiness, and then I'll feel fulfillment, joy, peace, abundance, whatever that emotion is that you're craving through the acquisition of that 3D thing. And if you haven't actually thought about that, that is why you desire certain things in your life, because we think that they are the gateway to us feeling a certain way. And this is a very normal way to think when we're first beginning to tap into this manifestation journey, because on the surface, when we're learning about all these surface level teachings, it is very easy to think that, and to just think we need to do X, Y, and Z, do this meditation, do this energy work, and then we'll get the thing. And then finally we will be happy, we'll be at peace. And it's almost like a essential initiation that we go through on this spiritual path of thinking that way, because you can do that. You can force yourself to feel happiness and to feel gratitude to then get the thing, but you will realize that the thing is not going to grant you the energy and the emotional state that you think it's going to grant you. At the finish line of reaching the goal or getting the thing or shifting into that reality, yes, there is a moment of celebration and happiness and really deep pride and just beautiful gratitude for what it is you just accomplished or manifested or created in your life. There is no doubt that there is a moment of that. And it feels really freaking good because we deserve to celebrate all of our wins. But what I want to share with you, the first lesson in this, is that state and that moment of celebration is fleeting. And then you're left with yourself. You're left with your personal energetic field, your aura, your emotional state of being to return to. So you may be thinking, okay, she's telling me that I shouldn't desire things, I shouldn't manifest things because it's not going to give me the emotional state that I think it's going to give me. That is not what I'm saying at all. I am in full support of you going out there and manifesting and attracting your dreams and attracting your desires. It is literally what I do for my career, is to help people align with their desires and their highest timeline and to land in a reality that feels fulfilling to their heart. But the way that we go about getting there is a different journey than the one that the egoic mind thinks it is. The egoic mind thinks it is the journey of what I just shared. We need to force ourselves to do all these tactics and energetic things and to force ourselves to feel gratitude and then push ourselves with the actions and hustle, hustle, hustle. And then we'll get there and then we can finally relax. But what the ego doesn't know is that there's actually no such thing as time. There's no such thing as the future. There is only the present moment. And the soul knows that. So today we're going to talk about the soul approach and the soul journey of manifesting those desires and landing in those realities and drawing in those timelines to you. This is the soul approach of manifestation. So the second lesson I want to share is, what is the reason for our desires? Why is it that we even have desires? And you may be thinking it's just the ego's way of chasing after things in our reality, which, yes, that can be the case. But what I have learned is that our desires are actually super divine to our personal evolution and our spiritual path, and they are a part of our soul's journey. When you are feeling into a desire, that is because there is a timeline and a reality that is so alive in your heart that your soul is showing you, look, there is a version of yourself already living in this reality. And it comes through as this intuitive knowing that we're meant to draw this thing into our now. And what can happen if the ego takes that vision and starts to feel like it's so far away or we're not capable of that, and all of a sudden the perceptions and the programs are starting to taint the vision, it can actually cause us to suffer because we are starting to create distance between that timeline and where we are now. Well, yes, it may take time to have that thing collapse into form. I want you to recognize that it is so active in your heart because it is already existing, just on a different frequency, on a different radio station. And our journey, the soul journey of manifestation, is to focus on the frequency and the energetic state of being that the desire is existing on, and that version of self that already has the thing is living in, and the emotional state of being that they're living in. This is where we start to see, oh my goodness, it is so much more than just the thing. My soul is guiding me on a deep journey of inner expansion because it is craving an expression that is deeper and more authentic to who I truly am on a soul level. And what I mean by this is that if your heart is calling you into a reality where you are so wealthy and abundant financially, that is because in that reality, you have tapped into the expression of inner abundance. Your soul is expressing that energetic state of abundance. So in this current reality where you do not have the money, your soul is knocking on your door saying, I am ready to fully express the abundant energy that is my true essence. The true essence of your soul is love, abundance, peace, joy, and fulfillment. That is your natural state of being. And when we have a desire like money or to be financially free, that is because our soul is wanting to express more of its true essence. And in that category, it's wanting to express more inner abundance. So the ego will look at this vision and think, oh my goodness, I don't have the 10K months yet, or I haven't hit that goal of my bank account hitting a certain amount of money. And it will start to feel lack if we're thinking that, again, we can't achieve that. The subconscious limitations are coming in. But again, I'm inviting you into this knowing and truth that it's already done and it's inevitable. And now it's time to tap into the inner game. So the next lesson here is that the desire is there as the goalpost to tune you into the energetic state of being that your soul is calling you into. So the work that you can start to do is to tune into the vision through meditation or journaling or being out in nature or even talking with a coach or a friend and starting to feel into that reality. Who is the you that's already existing in that timeline, and what is the energetic state of being that their soul is expressing? And remember, this is you. So you can start to receive any wisdom that you're wanting to receive from this version of self by tuning into a meditation and asking that version of self for any guidance that you're needing. And you will receive answers. And this is where we start to reclaim our power because we recognize that there actually isn't distance between us and our desire. While yes, there may be time between that thing collapsing into form in our current reality, there isn't really distance because this is an inner game. So the next little lesson I want to bring in here is that this becomes an inner game when we focus on cultivating that energetic state of being and that emotional state of being from within, without needing the external to change. And this is where I focus a lot of my work with my clients, because essentially what happens is when we are feeling suffering, such as lack, separation, fear, anxiety, it is because there is a outdated perception or story or program in the subconscious that is blocking us from our innate abundance and peace. You can imagine our natural state of being, like I was saying, that consciousness, that energy, that spirit, as a flowing river. It's abundance, peace, love, joy, fulfillment. And when we have a perception or a program that's limiting and blocks us from our innate nature, you can imagine as rocks are being thrown on a river, that energy will stop flowing. And my goal with my clients is to work on diving into the perceptions and the programs that are those rocks and removing them. And once you remove them and do that healing work, you start to actually access that energy of abundance and joy and peace from within. And it is a wild feeling. I remember when I first started working with my own subconscious healer and I started to feel those energies of peace and abundance from within, I was walking around the streets looking around as if I was like at Disneyland. I had entered into a new reality. And it's very empowering to know that we can do this and we can tap into these energies from within, because no longer are we victims to the external world and we need something to happen in a certain way in order to feel a certain way. And it really reclaims the power that we hold as co-creator beings, because we understand that this is an inner game. And something that my coach always taught me was to gamify it, make it fun. Don't be so attached to the result. So when we're thinking that the thing we need or the reality we want to manifest or the timeline that we want to draw in is so do or die, there's going to be such a heavy charge with making that thing happen. And part of this journey is to really almost neutralize the charge so that you can have a more fun, detached way of manifesting it into your reality. So say, for example, you want to manifest 20K months or 10K months. Play the game of life as if this is just a fun video game that you're in. And if you can approach it from a detached way of thinking, ooh, let's see how fun this can get. Let's see how much I can draw in. Let's see how deep I can tap into these feelings of abundance from within myself. You start to go about this journey in an approach of making it an inner game where you recognize your own innate abilities and powers to cultivate this energy. This is where life takes a freaking turn, because then in your next chapter, maybe you're tuning into a desire or a timeline that's wanting to be birthed, and you recognize, oh, okay, this is my soul tapping on my door. What is it that it's wanting to express more deeply? And this is where we reclaim our power. So my goal with this video is to just kind of reestablish what it means to truly manifest, because I think a lot of times online, it can actually cause us to suffer more when we're just taking the surface level concepts of what manifestation is as this tool and tactic that we can do in order to acquire things into our life, and then we'll feel a certain way. And I really hope that these teachings and these lessons have widened your perspective on what manifestation actually means, because manifestation truly is a journey of recognizing that the energy you desire is already within you, and the now and the present moment is the only moment that will ever exist. So our goal and our journey is getting really freaking good at being in the now, tapping into those energies in the present moment. And when a desire becomes activated in our heart, to tune into that reality and to check in with what kind of evolution our soul is deeply craving. And the last thing I want to share here is that I have manifested some really beautiful things into my life. And I can wholeheartedly tell you that the manifestations drop in the moment you detach from needing it to happen. And I think back to all the moments that really big manifestations dropped in, and it was at a point in life where I felt so much peace and so much fulfillment from within my own being that when it arrived, it was almost like, yeah, it almost felt inevitable. Like, I'm going to celebrate it. How freaking cool, how beautiful that I did this. But I felt so good from within that the thing was just, how I said, a moment of celebration. So I want to remind you that this journey, we don't need to grip, we don't need to control, we don't need the thing to happen. It's just a beautiful, playful game where we are turning inwards, activating that energy from within our own being, then drawing in those desires to us. So I would love to hear how this video changed your perspective on manifestation. Drop them in the comments below. There's so much more I want to share with shifting into higher realities and drawing in your desires that I will be sharing on this YouTube page. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, I love you. Bye.